Hello and welcome along to the first show of the new season as we look ahead to Real Madrid's Liga opener against Real Betis on Sunday night at the Santiago Bernabéu. Now, it's been an excellent pre-season for the Whites, unbeaten, and with the new signings and the new manager looking very much at home here in Madrid. Someone else who's very much at home here in Madrid is my regular guest, Sid Lowe. Sid, you're back for another season.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Now, Real Madrid looking good after pre-season.
Yeah, and you always have to be careful by drawing too many conclusions from pre-season. But Madrid have played very well. They look freer. They look more like they're enjoying it. There's a bit more creativity, a bit more expansiveness the way they're playing. The good news in particular, I think, is that from their point of view, that Isco has played really well. So new signing coming in and immediately performing. Casemiro, who's been very good in the middle midfield. The question mark, obviously, still with the injuries, is he Otamendi and what kind of role he will play. But all in all, I think Madrid will feel really pleased about the way the pre-season's gone.
You mentioned that midfield. It's looking very strong now.
Yeah, and it's looking strong, and it's also looking like it has slightly different characteristics to before. I mean, when you look at it in terms of, OK, what kind of player is there? And if Modric and Isco and Özil all play together, there's three players who all like to bring the ball down, who all like to maintain possession, all like to move the ball around swiftly. And then in front of them, you've got Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo. I think it's a team that's going to score a lot of goals this season.
We've spoken quite a lot about the competitivity or competition for places. Yeah. And if you look at that midfield, there's incredible competition for places. There's competition for places in the goal, at right back, at left back. I mean, all over the team.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, you go for it, and Casillas and Diego Lopez, of course, in goal. Actually, slightly surprised that Diego Lopez stayed. I expected him to, off the back of a really good 6 months for Real Madrid, to probably move on. Arbeloa and Carvajal, Pepe, Ramos, Varane, and Nacho at centre back. Perhaps a big injury there might be slightly problematic for them. Marcelo and Coentrao at left back, although we're not sure yet what the future holds for Coentrao. In midfield, Alonso, Casemiro, Otamendi for that slightly deeper position.
It's a short show. I don't think you can go through all the midfield.
That's true, yeah, but all the way through the midfield, there's so much ability. My one doubt in terms of strength in depth would be the number 9 position, because you've only got Benzema and then you've got Jesse and Morata. I say only because it's worth pointing out that I actually think that given opportunities and given continuity, we might see a really good season from Morata. Probably more Morata than Jesse. We're
going to have a quick word about Karim Benzema in just a moment, but let's talk about the manager, Carlo Ancelotti, who I think it was yesterday completed 50 days at Real Madrid. It's gone quickly, and he's looked very comfortable since coming here.
Just very relaxed, very laid back. Florentino Perez, the president of Madrid, has talked a lot in the last 3 or 4 months about the pressure at Madrid and about it being special and bigger than anywhere else. And then in his first press conference, Ancelotti said, "No, I don't really think so." And I think that tells you quite a lot about his attitude, that, you know, this is a guy who's been at Milan with Silvio Berlusconi, at Chelsea with Roman Abramovich, at Paris Saint-Germain with the Sheikhs. And it's just a really difficult, these are difficult environments to be in, and all of them he's taken in his stride. And I think this is a guy who can deal with pressure really well.
All right, on to Karim Benzema. For the first season, really, he is the undisputed number 9 of Real Madrid.
And in theory, at least, that suits him. I think he hasn't always responded brilliantly to having competition. He wants, I think, to feel protected, to feel like everybody knows, right, you're going to be in the team, don't panic. It's not a case of being on the pitch and being hauled off after 65 minutes. It's not a case of starting on the bench and then having to do something when you go on. You will start and you will be part of it. And also, I think the apparent, although we'll see whether it continues to be this way, the apparent shift in style for Real Madrid, I think, suits him, because I think a more technical game suits Benzema. He's an all-round footballer, I think, perhaps more than Gonzalo Higuain was. Perhaps a less good striker, but an all-round good, really good footballer. And I think it might really work with him and Özil and Cristiano Ronaldo. I do have some doubts about how all of these players will be crowbarred into the side. For example, I'm not convinced by the idea of Özil being on the right-hand side of a front three, but I think given freedom of movement, that might not matter. And I think that's where Ancelotti's real skill will be shown. To what extent he keeps these players moving, to what extent he keeps them happy in positions that perhaps require a change in mentality from some of them.
Well, let's take a look at how you think Real Madrid are going to line up against Real Betis for that season opener on Sunday evening. And indeed, Özil is on the right-hand flank.
Yeah, and I think that's what we'll see. And bear in mind, obviously, that Xabi Alonso's not fully fit yet. Khedira is a slight doubt because he got a bit of a knock for Germany, so it could be Casemiro in the middle of the field with Modric instead of Khedira. It's interesting to see Modric play a little bit deeper. I think he's a really good player, though. The Spanish didn't didn't really embrace that idea, even though Spurs fans were saying to them, look, Modric is really good, deeper. I think we'll see Arbeloa start ahead of Carvajal at right back, but over the course of the season that may well shift. And you look at it and it's a really good creative side. One or two small weaknesses, perhaps, but right now I don't think there's a team in Spain, with the possible exception, of course, of Barcelona, that's going to be able to compete with them.
Nobody's perfect, is it?
No, exactly. And as I say, there will be some doubts, and I think as the season goes on, bit by bit, they'll alter them. Bear in mind that we've still got 12, 13 days to the end of the transfer window, and I think we all know that certainly with Real Madrid, a club as big as Madrid, and the desires that they have, there will almost certainly be new arrivals as well.
Let's hear from one of the new arrivals this summer, and a player that Sid thinks is going to start for Real Madrid against Betis on Sunday evening. Isco has been speaking at one of the pre-match press conferences.
Bien, lo veo muy bien.
I think the team is looking very good. We had a very good pre-season, improving match by match, and I think we are all well prepared. We're all very excited, and personally I'm very excited to make my debut in an official match at the Bernabéu. So we have to try and start the season well, which is very important.
Empezar bien la Liga, que es muy importante.
Right, let's speak a little bit about Real Betis, Madrid's opponents on Sunday evening. Good team, good to watch. They give you chances, though.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's difficult to know for certain how they're going to line up this weekend, because they've lost the two central midfielders, Beñat and Cañas, and those two were really important. Beñat in particular, Pepe Mel has been talking about the way that Beñat didn't just play but made them play, and that he knew that once Beñat was going, which he actually knew as far back as Christmas of last year, that he would have to kind of create a new approach in the midfield. And I think to start with it might be a little less fluid as they find their feet, and then bit by bit he'll open them up. 13 players in, 12 players out suggests as well a big change. But Pepe Mel likes his team to have the ball. He likes them to attack people, and I think he believes, and I must admit I share this attitude, that if you're in a league where you think, look, we can't compete for the title, why not be expansive? Why not make the fans enjoy it? Why not make it fun? And actually, I think Betis will, in theory at least, be really good to watch this year.
So it should be a pretty entertaining match then on Sunday evening. It's a 9 p.m. kickoff Spanish time at the Santiago Bernabéu, Real Madrid against Real Betis. Let's take you through all the other matches then on the opening weekend of fixtures here in Spain and get Sid's all-important predictions. It all kicks off at Anoeta, Real Sociedad against Getafe.
Real Sociedad.
An Athletic Bilbao side who you quite fancy this season, travelling to Valladolid.
Yeah, I do like the look of them. I'm going for Athletic in that.
An attractive-looking fixture at a deeply unattractive-looking kick-off time, 11 p.m. at Mestalla, Valencia, Malaga.
I think Valencia will win on Saturday, and I think they'll continue to win on Sunday. Valencia.
Yeah, absolutely. Barcelona against Levante at the Camp Nou on Sunday evening.
Barcelona.
Just after that, it's Real Madrid against Betis at the Bernabéu.
Real Madrid.
At the same time, Osasuna take on a Granada side who have done some decent business this summer.
Yeah, they're going to be interesting to watch Granada this year. I'm going for a draw in that one.
Sevilla Atletico is another 11 p.m. kickoff.
And I'm going to sit on the fence here as well. Draw.
And we've got 3 games on Monday nights in Vallecas. It's Rayo against Elche.
Elche.
Celta, who stayed up on the last day of the season at Balaidos against Espanyol.
Celta.
And 2 newly promoted sides, Almeria against Villarreal.
Villarreal.
Right, that's all we've got time for on this edition of The Match. Hope you've enjoyed the first show of the season from Sid and myself. Adios.